One Piece and Dragon Ball Super are two of the most renowned and influential anime series of all time. Both include epic fights, legendary characters, and incredible transformations. Luffy's Gear 5 and Goku's Ultra Instinct both broke the internet when they came out. Each stands out as the ultimate incarnations of their respective heroes among these transformations. But how do they stack up against one another? Are they comparable in concept and execution, or different in nature and implications? In today's video, we will compare and contrast Luffy's Gear 5 and Goku's Ultra Instinct and attempt to answer the question, is Luffy's Gear 5 similar to Goku's Ultra Instinct? And which one is stronger? I've seen more Dragon Ball vids in the previous 24 hours than my whole life. My Twitter timeline has been plagued by Gokus exiting the hairdressers, having tantrums and strange dances to demonstrate what a real transformation is like. Because, you guessed it, the Saiyans have returned, and it's not because anything substantial happened in Toriyama's series, but because his fans couldn't handle that One Piece is in the midst of one of its best eras. However, the same can be stated with the Straw Hat Crew. The show has been trying to sell us the concept that Luffy's Gear 5 would break the internet and represent the moment the learner would surpass the instructor. Dragon Ball has affected Ichiro Oda. Oda admits that just as Masashi Kishimoto does not believe the rings when he claims Naruto owes a lot to One Piece. Today's shonen aren't afraid to make references to their forefathers. They feed each other like Jujutsu Kaisen did when he demonstrated a Rasengan. Unfortunately, the relationship between some works and others does not exist between communities. The finest of these days have been fan art depicting Goku and Luffy together. How Luffy's Gear 5 is similar/different to Goku's Ultra Instinct. Luffy's Gear 5 and Goku's Ultra Instinct are both the pinnacle of their respective characters' strengths and unique characteristics, drawing influence from the legendary Monkey King, Sun Wukong. However, the primary distinctions between Gear 5 and Ultra Instinct are found in their origins, mechanisms, effects, and limits. Luffy's Gear 5 is the consequence of this one-of-a-kind devil fruit, the Hito Hito no Mi Model Nika, which he awoke after defeating Kaido in the Wano Country arc. Luffy has immense strength due to this change, allowing him to creatively manipulate his body and achieve the Warrior of Liberation form. Goku's Ultra Instinct, on the other hand, is a godly state acquired via intensive training and concentration. It allows Goku to move and battle without thinking, relying purely on instincts and reflexes. Essentially, Gear 5 allows Luffy to transcend physics, whereas Ultra Instinct allows Goku to exceed the bounds of conscious cognition. While Gear 5 improves Luffy's strength, speed, and durability, Ultra Instinct improves Goku's martial arts mastery and provides him with unrivaled speed, defense, and adaptability. But even so, the design in this form has some similarities when they are both used. Both transformations have some visual aspects in common, which can be traced to their shared source, the Monkey King. One noticeable similarity is the dominant use of white as the primary color, symbolizing purity, divinity, and transcendence. Furthermore, both forms have characteristics of Sun Wukong, such as white fur or hair and unique brows or headbands. However, it is critical to understand the design differences that distinguish them and represent their respective personalities and themes. Luffy's Gear 5 is more vivid and expressive than previous models. In addition to his milky white skin and hair, he has bright red highlights on his eyes, nose, mouth, and chest. Furthermore, his change is followed by a blazing glow, emphasizing his ferocious resolve. Goku's Ultra Instinct, on the other hand, emits a more calm and monochrome aura. He too has white skin and an aura, but his design includes silver highlights on his eyes and hair, which mix in flawlessly with the overall image. His peaceful countenance reflects his amazing capacity to concentrate and maintain a calm state of mind amid conflict. These design contrasts demonstrate that Gear 5 and Ultra Instinct are different and unique transformations that suit the specific attributes and characteristics of Luffy and Goku. The similarities in look reflect their shared motivation, while the differences in design show the various characteristics of their personalities and abilities. Finally, both Gear 5 and Ultra Instinct are astounding changes that enchant fans with their visually appealing and character-driven designs. Similarities in the difficulty curve, learning curve, and maintenance curve. The learning curve for both skills is not easy to explain and even more difficult to summarize. In Goku's instance, Ultra Instinct necessitates mental clarity mixed with emotional control and the ability to break their latent potential without losing clarity. In Luffy's case, nearly dying was required to release that potential. Another way that both powers are linked is in preserving the benefits and downsides of their use. The disadvantages and restrictions of Ultra Instinct are well known. It may rip the user's body apart, inflict tremendous pain to the point of unconsciousness. Keeping the calm required to keep it up is a significant weakness for Goku, and misuse threatens to destroy the user's psyche. As seen in Goku vs. Granola, Ultra Instinct has a time restriction and severely depletes the user's stamina. Gear 5, on the other hand, demands just as much energy and concentration to utilize, to the point where Luffy visibly aged and becomes exhausted after de-transforming. Even with their peak forms somehow similar, the question is which is stronger? Is it Luffy's Gear 5 or Goku's Ultra Instinct? Pause the video right now and tell us what you think in the comments, and you will find out if you were wrong or right at the end of the video. One of the most crucial aspects of any shonen anime is how the power-up or power system works. Luffy's gears have had more narrative development than Ultra Instinct, with Gear 5 signifying a watershed moment in One Piece's history. When it was introduced, the status quo was effectively disrupted. The gears indicate Luffy's in-depth knowledge of the Gum Gum fruit. They've progressed from his original stretchy form to a gigantic tank form. Gear 5 Luffy first appeared in the manga in chapter 1044 during a fight against the Yonko of the Beast Pirates Kaido. One significant distinction between Gear 5 Luffy and Ultra Instinct Goku is that Gear 5 Luffy fits into the tale better. It comes after a lot of build-up, culminating in the defeat of one of the pirate emperors, and is an excellent conclusion to the Wano Country arc. Luffy is named a new pirate emperor as a result of this. Luffy's victory records in Gear 5. The defeat of a villain, or at least inflicting significant damage on them, with a power-up like Luffy's gears or the Super Saiyan state, is a mainstay of shonen anime and manga. Luffy used Gear 5 to vanquish Kaido. Kaido was a significant villain that plagued the story and the protagonists for a long time. Goku's Ultra Instinct failed to finish Jiren in the Tournament of Power, even though tapping into it nearly shattered his body in half during the tournament. He couldn't beat Gas or Granola with it because he was still learning. It took the help of Vegeta and others to defeat Moro. Luffy could quickly defeat one of his series' most formidable foes after becoming the new form. That speaks eloquently about the applicability and adaptability of the two conditions, with Gear 5 coming out on top. Symbolism and theme reinforcement. To clarify on how Gear 5 Luffy is better interwoven into the tale of One Piece, the form is regarded as the most ridiculous power in the world due to its history. Gear 5's origins can be traced back to the days of slavery and the sun god Nika. To conclude, Nika was a mythological character worshipped as a symbol of freedom by slaves, and the drums of liberation would signal his return. Gear 5 Luffy represents the conclusion of all of One Piece's concepts about freedom and other oral histories that, like the Void Century, have been cruelly burned away by the world government. It's a sign of hope in a world where everyone has given up hope except for riches and treasure, a theme throughout the series. Who actually broke the internet? Even though Luffy's Gear 5 has been winning so far, Dragon Ball fans have seen several transformations, with Goku's Super Saiyan transformation being one of the most memorable. One such power-up is Ultra Instinct, which allows individuals to separate their thoughts from their bodies. As stated, this technique enables someone to move and fight independently of their thoughts and emotions. It is extremely useful in battle since it reduces the necessity for thinking and decision-making. Needless to say, learning and mastering this technique is quite difficult. Ultra Instinct comes in various varieties. Goku, the first mortal to enter the God condition, went above and beyond, achieving different forms such as the True Ultra Instinct and Perfected Ultra Instinct. Even after weeks of anticipation and considerable marketing, fans experienced more hype surrounding this form than Gear 5. Although One Piece episode 1071 broke the internet days before its publication, it couldn't compete with Goku's attainment of Ultra Instinct. Therefore, Goku's Ultra Instinct took this round. The similarities between Gear 5 Luffy and Ultra Instinct Goku emphasize their breathtaking transformations that reflect the pinnacle of their power. While they both draw inspiration from Sun Wukong and have similar design elements, their distinct origins, talents, and limits separate them apart. The discussion over which is stronger continues to be subjective, as both forms demonstrate tremendous strength, enthralling fans with their character-driven battles and individual paths. Both take the title of strongest in the universe. I know, you might be thinking that's a cop-out answer, but at the end of the day, Luffy's Gear 5 could never beat Goku's Super Saiyan for a simple reason. He also wouldn't lose for the same reason, and the reason is that neither of them would be interested in facing the other. While this is unlikely to persuade die-hard Dragon Ball and One Piece fans, the facts speak for themselves. Again, take this whole thing with a grain of salt. If you have any disagreements, big or small, share them in the comments. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And a huge thanks to you guys. We've just hit 500 subscribers, so thank you so much. It means a lot.